Good morning. It is just after 6 a.m. and today I am going to be taking you guys along to what is called a equity principal call, which for someone like me who is not part of the equity but is still allowed to go, because if you are not equity you are allowed to show up and they will look at you time permitting unless they say otherwise. So I'm going into my nearest major city. This is not New York. And I'm going to be auditioning for a season of plays today. I've been prepping since like the end of May. And I am going to go camp out in an office for about 6 hours because I am going to be at the very bottom of a list that already has 3 lists above it. I don't know how many people are going to be there, and there is a chance that I may not go in at all. The reason I'm making this video is because this is the kind of thing I wished people made. I'm not going to be disrespectful, I'm not going to film in the room, that's, bad. But I do want to recount what it's like for someone who's not equity to go into an equity audition, because I wish I had known all these things beforehand. Did a ton of research about what to expect, what's expected of a non-equity person, what's the best way to get a decent spot in line. These are at offices, this is not at the venue where these plays get put on, which I've never been to before. So I don't know if there's going to be a line. I don't know if I'm going to have to be waiting outside. I don't even know if the offices are open this early. So I'm planning on being at their offices by 7, which is a good 3 hours before call, getting my name on that non-equity list, figuring out a situation, just park it. I have 4 books in my backpack. I've got an iPad, notebooks, my headshots, everything. Yeah, so this is the video I was hoping somebody would make, but I don't think anybody ever made it. So I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna make an equity principal call video and be like, this is what it's like, kids. You get up at 6 a.m., you're a little non-equity bean, you are at the bottom of the totem pole, and you just gotta sit and hope to God they call your name. Building. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm at the right address. It's on the 2nd floor, so we'll see what happens. So I have a feeling I'm either ridiculously early, which I probably am, or I just don't know where I'm going. This is a cool building though. Pictures from all their shows and stuff. I don't want to get in trouble. So I've been done for So I've been done for a few hours now. I was waiting for the bus and I misread the schedule, so I showed up 10 minutes later after it had left. So I made it! Oh my god. Such a long day. I am dying and I have a headache. As far as that went, it really couldn't have gone any better. really nice woman behind the table. I don't know who she was. I thought they would post who it was, because sometimes they do. So I don't know who I auditioned for. Probably someone on the creative team. Who knows? Who knows if they were really looking? Sometimes these auditions are held, but they already have people in mind. This theater company has been known to bring in some fairly large names in the past, so, you know, we will see. Keeping an eye out for some other auditions in the area. One other theater company I think I mentioned hasn't announced their season yet, so I'm looking for it. But yeah, I'm gonna drive home, and then I will fill you all in on what happened in the room, because I don't want to talk about it while I'm driving during rush hour. I'm finally home, and this is the remains of me trying to memorize a Shakespeare monologue last night. So I find that, weirdly enough, like, spatial stuff helps me memorize it better. I don't know if that's an ADHD thing or just like a thing. Okay, we're back now. There's a lot of pointless stuff on my desk right now. So I got back to the studio around 8 o'clock. My allergies are just like, there was so much pollen in the city. There were about 6 people there. They all knew each other. So they were all kind of like talking shop and shows that they'd done together, and I didn't. It's been a while. And we were all just kind of sitting on the floor outside the offices, and then eventually they opened up a big rehearsal studio for us to all go wait in, and we all hung out there for what felt like another half hour, and then people started to trickle in. Appointment people started to trickle in. It was a waiting game. It was a total waiting game. I was sitting there. I was chatting to somebody I met, who it was like their first audition, so I was kind of giving them pointers and explaining how it all works. And then finally they came in and said, okay, you're allowed to sign your name on the list now and take one of the forms to fill out. So we all lined up. It definitely wasn't first come, first serve, because the people who we came in with definitely weren't one of the first people who got to go in terms of our list. But we all signed up, we filled out our forms, we stapled our headshots and resumes to the forms, we handed it in. And then I sat there for 4 hours talking. You know, it was a good time and everything. More people kept coming in. A friend of the person I met came in for a little bit, and then turns out he couldn't stay because he had another audition to go to in New York. So he had to leave, but he was allowed to leave his headshot and resume with the monitor, who will give it to the creative team, whoever that is. After about 4 hours, they finally called my name and my friend's name, and we went and sat in the hallway outside the audition room. And I had my notebook with like my monologues written down like a million times in them. And turns out you only had to do one monologue. So I went in and I did my contemporary, which I'm more comfortable with. And yeah, it was one person behind the table, which actually really takes the pressure off for some reason. I feel like it's easier to perform for one person behind a table than it is for 3 people. And then she asked me about where I lived, because they were looking for people close-ish, like 50-mile radius. So I said, yeah, you know, I live in the area. And she asked if I was a student. And I said, yeah, I'm doing community college part-time, but I'm holding off on registering for next semester because I have a manager who's sending me on stuff, and I just wanted to see if stuff picked up, so I just didn't want to create conflict. So hopefully that was a good answer. Everything I think went as well as it possibly could have. In terms of audition protocol for non-equity performers, because it was an equity principal call, show up early as you can. I showed up extremely early, so there's like nobody there, so you really couldn't get a place anyway. But yeah, show up early as you can, get your name at a decent spot on that list, and just wait it out. Make a friend. Just like double check that they're actually seeing equity people. Another good resource, it wasn't used for this particular audition, but there was a call in New York yesterday for the same project. Audition Update is run by Backstage, so if you have a membership to that, and I think even if you don't have a membership, because I was looking at it not logged in, it's like a forum that gives updates on how fast everything's running, what they're doing with the non-equity guys, and things like that. So like you don't have to be in the room to know what's going on. Just use it with caution, because if you're gonna step out for a bit, ask the monitor how far away they are from your name, and then you can see if you can go out, get a snack, go to the bathroom, take a little walk, so you're not stuck in a room all the time. I'm perfectly fine being stuck in a room all the time. I had 4 books with me, 2 snacks, a big bottle of water. I was set, and I didn't have to do any of those things, which was kind of nice because I made a friend. Long ass day, but I think definitely worth it. I'd say go for the experience, even if they're not casting. Sometimes I think they hold them as like a courtesy, but they already have people in mind. Go anyway, because you're in front of somebody in the industry, and you just get to practice your audition skills, which like for me right now is few and far between. Like my auditions are pretty far apart right now, so it's not like something I'm doing a lot. So it's really good to get those skills sharp and just have like a plan set, so when an audition does come along, you know what to do, you know what to look for in your book, you know what to look for in your repertoire, and you know what to do. So, yeah. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for bearing with me. This was a very long day, and it's probably going to be a fairly long video. So, thank you.